welcome back to another episode of Not for the Weak Minded. This episode is about geological time, what we can see with our eyes, and elephants. Now today, we know that elephants are herd animals. They like to hang around in packs and they stay together. Now, upon looking for treasure and other things, I stumbled upon this island that when on one year, particularly 2011, it looks like it's bleeding, and here it is, literally blood. Now this is this is not a screenshot, this is a picture I've taken of the screen, and so I can see it clearly on my screen better than this image, and so I will take another screenshot, a proper one, and do another video later to back this up. But essentially, because you need to see through time to see what this is. Now, I've already said about this is about elephants. You can see, if you look very carefully, that there is 3 elephants here. Now you were gonna go, forget about it, no way. But look carefully. Now I'm gonna zoom in. Elephant 1. A baby elephant. There's the trunk, look down, and you can even see there's the eye. And the other eye's sort of there on the other side. Yeah, you with me? You can see the eye right there. So this elephant is hanging around with other elephants, right? They're together. And so you see this trunk as well going down from this elephant. And again, I think there's other things in this image that you need to see through time, but again you see that there is evidence of what looks like eyes again, not in this image. And then we take a look at the third one. Now this is a current. Oh, come here. This is the current, so this is a wave. And this is a trunk going underneath of another elephant. So what I'm showing you is that geological time is a lie, because these elephants are in the landscape, and that they're bleeding. That people believe that this is just going to be some algae, right, that turns things red, but in reality it's blood, because these were things that were alive turned to stone. Now I can show you other images of things that are based on exactly the same principle, where these things are bleeding out still all across the earth. You know why, for example, things are rusty is because it's got blood in it. Now blood, even when it's according to Roger from Mud Fossil University and other research, is indestructible. It cannot be destroyed, blood. Even when it leaves the body and dries up, you can re-wet it and it will be blood again. So what I'm saying is this thing was bled out, and then when things get wet through time again in certain conditions, you can see the blood. Yeah, that is what they're probably saying is the red algae, which is obviously deception in a way, because I'm sure that algae does exist. I've heard of the blue-green algae, which is killing dogs, for example, on beaches and across America particularly. There's a lot of knowledge and information you need to see, and a lot of people will see the fact that that's an elephant, you know. There's the tusk, the trunk, sorry. Could that be a tusk? Anyway, but how these things turn to stone and what happens to them, what happens to you know, life itself, which is geology, right? Petrification. Just things you can see with your eyes, which when you come to realize is self-evident, you'll know that you've been lied to your whole entire lives about, well, in this case, geological time. The fact that there were very large animals that once walked the earth, which you technically believe because you believe the dinosaurs exist, right? But the T-Rex is a mismatch of all different animals, and yet, you know, large birds did walk the earth. Same as large trees, you know, which is why oxygen levels were much higher in the past. This is a theory called devolution. It is not based on nonsense, it's based upon observations and logical arguments, which is actually science, not equations that go off on tangents and do not include things like ether, which is water, and space. And yet NASA tells you space is water. Not really, but they do. They say water comes from space, from comets, but comets and asteroids are not what you think, because those are actually parts of craft. They are metals, composites of certain metals which were made by other species, other beings that had far greater knowledge than we do today. In fact, that we have actually caught up to today because they've given it to us. Elements are actually today, the higher levels of one, which are the newer elements, are alien in origin, in terms of what we would call alien. But it's not. It's terrestrial beings that are just got different temples, and there's good beings and bad beings, just the same as humanity, you know. So not all aliens are bad, but yes, aliens are the bad guys. Just like the people working for the aliens, the reptilians, you know. The Greys got transhumanized by them, and today they are part of the abduction scene, which was part of the Greys and the government working together to, you know, do tests on the people, etc. They want to create a new species. They want to they literally want to control humanity, just like they control the Greys that have no free will. And yet I can show you video evidence of, well, let's say Grey alien beings still alive today, using cloaking technology to give us free energy, you know, knowledge. It's unimaginable for so many. But you gotta see that this world is very technological, and we're only now coming up to realize that, you know, what we really think we know is nothing compared to what it really is to be known. And what is to be known is far, far more crazier, let's call it, than what you could ever have imagined. Doesn't mean it's not true. Just means you need to change your perception and learn a lot more to convince yourself. Like I'm convinced that these things are, well, at once, elephants. Please share, like and subscribe.